What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Manifest Stardom. I have a special guest. My mom is here. Say hey, Mom.
Hey,
She was bringing me mail, and I was like, Mom, let's do a Manifest Stardom vlog. If you know my mom, you know this is like pulling teeth. But I wanted to talk about a topic that I think she is very well versed on. Of course, her phone rings. Come on, Mom.
it's my brother.
You shooting, you on,
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry about
we're
that.
talking about integrity and something that I think she has always been very passionate about. She's been like a real stickler raising her kids about. And so I just have three simple topics if my iPad stops shutting down. It's about being unmoved and being unshaken in a world where like integrity is not a popular thing. I feel like for me as an artist and sometimes for people as public figures, you get worried about people's perception of you. You get worried about what people say about you. But the concept to truly understand is like, if you know you're doing the right thing, or if you're doing something that's authentic to you and you're passionate about, you don't have nothing to worry about. And so what do you think about that, Mom? Like, isn't that something that you kind of stuck to or was a stickler about raising us?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to stick to your guns and be who you are. I mean, if you worry about all the time, worry about what people think of you and how you do things, then you'll be spinning around in circles all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, all of us worry to some extent.
Right.
It's human nature. So you want to be accepted, you want to be judged highly, all of that. But when you talk about integrity, it's just like, what are you doing when nobody's looking? Are you
Exactly.
doing the right thing when nobody's
Exactly.
looking?
One thing not to cut you off, but one thing you always talked about that I never knew about was the golden rule. It's something you
Absolutely.
tell them about the golden rule, man.
Well, I think most people know what it is. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I mean, if you just take that 1 second to think about, would I want somebody
To
to
do
do
this
this
to
to
me?
me?
Right, exactly.
And then it might temper whether or not you do something, or
Right.
whether or not you respond, how you respond. And, it's just something to
Just by
keep in
taking that
mind.
one thought and being like,
Yes.
well, I want somebody to do this to me.
Yeah.
And let that be the guiding force of
Right.
your actions.
And it also leads to compassion. I mean, it could be a difficult situation, and everybody's like, lock him up, throw him under the jail. But, turn it around. Look at it from his perspective, her perspective, and see why did they do that?
Right.
And maybe have a little bit of compassion to why they came to that decision.
Right.
It can take you all kinds of directions, really, if you think about it.
But it's definitely something that just anchors you.
Yeah.
And that's the first point. The first point is integrity anchors you. When you know who you are and what you stand for, opinions lose power. Most people get shaken because they're still trying to figure themselves out. And the scripture that supports that is James 1:8. It says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Stick to what is authentic to you, what is comforting, or not necessarily. You may be justified in some things of how you feel, but ultimately, we all know what's right. We all know what it is that we should be doing and shouldn't be doing. And a lot of times when we get stuck up in the opinions of people, we let that compass change. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the idea of letting it anchor you is what's most important, because sometimes you might do things and you don't get a lot of support. Like, I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur. Sometimes I'm doing what I know I'm passionate about, I know what I love, and I don't get that support. But I keep going because I know from an identity perspective what it is that I want to do, who it is that I am, and what I stand for. You know what I'm saying? A second point is, did you want to say something?
No,
Sorry, Mom.
this is very good.
Oh, thanks, Mom. She's always on me about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. So the second point is opinions are weather, not direction. People's thoughts change daily. One day they praise you, the next day they doubt you. If you follow opinions, your life becomes chaotic, right? What do you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to stick to, again, be who you are. And the opinions can't rule the roost.
Has there ever been a time in your life, maybe as like a young adult or a teenager, where you felt like you tried? Oh, another example is my mom.
Yeah, what I went through with your mother.
Right.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
my grandmother, so her
Absolutely. Yeah,
daughter's
I'm
my
actually
mom.
his grandmother.
I would call her mom. So
Well,
go ahead, tell her.
first of all, my mother, which would be his great grandmother, was the epitome of the perfect housewife, mom. I
Go to your
mean,
bed, Tux. Go
she
to your
was
bed.
so
Go to your
artistic. She
bed.
was so loving. I mean, she was just being herself. She was a great person.
Very nurturing.
Very nurturing, but will tell you like it is. I had no problem dressing you down, any of that. So my daughter, his mother, was my parents' first grandchild. So of course she got a lot of attention. And as my daughter grew up, she she called my mom Gaga. She wanted Gaga all the time. And I, as a working mother, working woman, I was out of the house every day, come home, have to do whatever you have to do. So I wasn't like my mom. My mom was a stay-at-home mom all her life, most of her life, you know. And I wanted to be like her. But our personalities are so totally different. There's no way I can be like my mom. And I tried, and it finally dawned on me, that I'm cheating my child, I'm cheating myself.
You skip over the part which what Shannon said to you.
What she say? Why can't you be like yeah, why can't you be like Gaga? She asked me that. She asked me on a couple occasions. And it hurt. It hurt me because I wanted to be like Gaga, but I couldn't. And I tried. I tried to do things and it just didn't feel right. It was out of my character. So I decided one day, hey, the heck with that. I'm going to be Wanda. I can't be Gaga. And I told her, I explained it to her that mommy is mommy and Gaga is Gaga. We're two different people. And you're going to have to basically accept mommy for who she is. And she did, of course. She eventually did. But, as a little kid, she wanted me to be just like Gaga. Because Gaga gave her the world. Gaga nurtured her. Gaga spent all her time with her. I couldn't do that.
And I think the scripture that supports that is Proverbs 10:9. It says, whoever walks in integrity walks securely. So it was something within you that you decided that this is me.
Yeah, I had to be
And
me.
even your own child, your first
Yeah.
child,
Right.
you are going to accept me or not. But
Right.
I'm not changing, even for you as my kid,
Right.
which probably is.
And I couldn't do it honestly. I mean, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was faking trying to be Gaga because it wasn't me.
Yeah. Integrity gives you peace. How did you feel after you did that?
It was like a weight lifted off of me. It was like I could be free, and she so
Embraced it.
easily embraced me. It was
Yeah.
nothing to it. But as in a child's mind, she was like looking at the goodness of my mom. My mom spoiled her rotten. First of all.
Yeah, and I think which a lot of times I know for me, and this is a great example. A lot of times we put more pressure on ourselves, assuming that they won't love us or that they won't accept us because of whatever opinions or expressions they've had. But people that truly love you, people that truly care, they're gonna truly love you accept you for who you are. You good.
I have
Here,
another
I'll pull it
example
in.
of
Go
that
ahead,
earlier in
Mom.
my life as I was always a tomboy.
Right.
And I still am to some extent. And when you're a young woman and you like to play sports with the guys, and you can very easily be labeled something out of what you are,
Right.
and it bothered me for a long time. I was like, I'm trying to be prissy. That's just not me. Never was, never will be. And finally, I, decided for myself. I'm just gonna be me.
The
And
hell with
heck
these
with
niggas.
them ones that don't understand or don't accept me. They call me all kinds of names. I heard it from top to bottom, but they don't know what goes on in my life, so I don't even worry about it. I can only be me. But I've heard later on some of the people that thought negatively of me. They said, I always thought this about you, or I always thought that about. But now that I get to know you, I know I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. And so, how might your life had turned out if you, oh, this person feels
yeah,
this
this
way, so
way.
let me act that,
That way.
and then the
Yeah.
next day their opinion changes, so then you
I'd have
change
been a
to,
blithering
you would have
idiot.
been an idiot. You would have been crazy in the crazy house. And so that's something that I think we all, like you said before we started recording, like you still have some insecurities, or you still have, we all, and we'll probably always will. But if there is something that anchors you, and I think my mom plays a big part in me, just her accepting me, her encouraging me, affirming me, holding me accountable, but also showing me what our family and what she stands for as far as what we value. And that is empathy, and that is compassion, kindness, like
Absolutely.
not in a fake way, because we all real, we all, she might cuss and spit and fuss and all that other stuff, but like at the core of what we stand for, I remember like when I was really young, and like it'll be like Martin Luther King Day, and I go in the room and she be like, you know what Martin Luther King stands for? And then she go into like this overly like speech, and I just be like, this is for school. But like it's something that she was really passionate about. And sometimes it would be like catch me off guard, but over time I understood, and now people, anybody knows me, they call me deep, or they say I'm super emotional or sensitive or expressive.
Yeah.
But that's how I was raised. That's what we talk like how we talking now.
It comes naturally. We
Yeah.
all, we have sat in a room talking about anything. We be talking about toenails. I don't know. And somebody will get emotional and tears will come, and it's all a part. And then the next thing you know, we laugh about it.
Laughing, yeah.
But
That's just who we are. And I was this. She's my grandmother. You was what, like 35 when I was born?
something like
My
that.
great grandmother was like in her 50s maybe when I was born. So growing up, I was able to have conversations with my grandparents, my great grandparents. And so naturally, I guess, became like an old soul. But I always was able to express myself, and even was challenged on how I expressed myself, the way that I articulated myself. Am I speaking correctly? Lord knows. They be like, stop saying and like. I'm like, just listen. Yeah. But yeah, so like I think as I've grown as a man, I've been able to. I wouldn't so much far to call myself emotionally intelligent, but I'm able to articulate myself in a way that's comfortable for me. But yeah, so that's really it. I just wanted to pull you in a topic that I feel like you
Thanks for
can
putting me on
speak
the
well
spot,
about it.
baby.
Sure. I mean, this is what you do. You worked years as a social worker, as a mother, as a grandmother. So, it's a topic that I think you're very passionate about.
Yeah. And it's something, we do have conversations all the time. Usually I can get on the phone and say, you got mail. And that should take all of a minute.
Minute.
And we end up on the phone for an hour,
2 hours.
hour and 45 minutes,
Yeah.
just talking.
Just
Just
talking.
whatever comes to mind. And those are the kinds of conversations we had as a family. My parents, my brother, my sister, my, uh, cousins, anybody would sit down and we'd start talking.
Yeah.
And it was important for people to know that as children, they have opinions and they learn to form those opinions by listening, by talking, by expressing themselves. And, when you hamper that, when you step on that, then these kids are stunted. You want them to grow. You want them to grow. So
Be able to express themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my episode for today. Thank you, Mom, for tuning in. Who knows? She might come on a couple other ones. Who knows? But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. And the message is to just stand firm in what you believe and do unto others as you would want it done to yourself. Let that be the core that anchors you, and it can guide you in so many decisions. Cool. Peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
see y'all.